Exceed Business Channel. What do you get when you combine my 25 years of management consulting and C-suite experience with my love of history, mythology, literature, pop culture, and sports? You get the legendary Leadership Series. Self-doubt. It's a universal experience, whether you're leading a team, launching a business, or just making a tough decision. That little voice in the back of your head that says, you're not good enough. But here's the truth. Some of the greatest leaders in history have also faced that same self-doubt. Today, we're going to be exploring the story of Saladin, a man who overcame his self-doubt and united a fractured world and achieved greatness. His journey offers valuable lessons for all of us. Imagine the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's the year 1169, and Saladin, a 31-year-old Kurdish commander, has just been thrust into one of the most dangerous and precarious roles in the Islamic world, the vizier of Egypt. He wasn't born into this kind of power. Saladin grew up watching a fractured Muslim world divided by rivalries and infighting. Now he stood at the center of it, expected to lead and unify a people who didn't fully trust him, all while holding off the looming threat of the Crusaders. In the quiet moments of the night, sitting alone in his tent, Saladin would wrestle with his own thoughts. What if I'm not the leader they think I am? What if they realize I don't have all the answers? These weren't just fleeting doubts. These were fears that gnawed on him constantly. He was a man of deep faith, but even his faith couldn't silence the persistent voice questioning whether he was the right person for the job. But here's what made Saladin extraordinary. He didn't let those fears paralyze him. Instead, they fueled his resolve. He knew he couldn't lead by pretending to be invincible, so instead Saladin embraced humility, not as a weakness, but as a strength. He sought out the best minds in his army, listened to their advice, and surrounded himself with people who complemented his skills. He also worked tirelessly to earn the trust of his people. Saladin wasn't a man of flashy speeches or empty promises. He led through action, showing his troops that he was willing to endure the same hardships, fight the same battles, and sacrifice for the same cause. Over time, his persistence began to pay off. Saladin started to unify the fractured factions under a single banner. He built alliances, strengthened his forces, and began preparing for a campaign that would forever change the course of history. Can you imagine the transformation? A man who doubted his worth became a unifier, a symbol of resilience, and a force that would recapture Jerusalem. Saladin didn't start off as a fearless leader, but he became one. And that's what makes his story so powerful. Now, his doubts didn't disappear. They were still there, whispering in the back of his mind. Instead, he used them as a reason to prepare harder, listen better, and lead with compassion. So what can we learn from Saladin's story? First, self-doubt is not a weakness. It's a sign you care deeply about your role and responsibilities. Saladin felt the weight of leadership, but instead of letting it crush him, he used it as motivation to grow. Second, humility is a strength. Saladin didn't pretend to have all the answers, and that willingness to learn made him stronger. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find your strength. Saladin didn't control the divisions in the world or the actions of the Crusaders, but he could control how he approached the challenges before him. That mindset transformed his doubt into action. So how do you overcome self-doubt in your own life? Here are 3 strategies inspired by Saladin's story. Number 1, acknowledge your doubts. It's okay to feel uncertain. Instead of suppressing those feelings, use them as a signal to reflect and to grow. 2, focus on progress, not perfection. Like Saladin, take one small step at a time. Each win builds momentum and confidence. 3, seek support. Don't hesitate to lean on mentors, peers, or your team. Collaboration often leads to clarity. Remember, overcoming self-doubt doesn't mean eliminating it. It means acting in spite of it. Saladin's story shows us that greatness often begins with uncertainty. If you've ever felt self-doubt holding you back, don't be discouraged. Leaders like Saladin are proof that you can rise above it. If Saladin's story has resonated with you, please don't forget to subscribe to the Exceed Business channel and to the Legendary Leadership series. I'd also love to hear your comments about how you've addressed self-doubt throughout your career. Until next time, please remember, fortune favors the brave.